Okay, hey everybody, it's Vaughn here again, and this time we are going to do one mother of a speaker comparison, and I'm here right now at the home and office of my buddy Todd Tillemans, who has everything audio here in the Nashville area. And Todd, in addition to everything else audio, has lots of guitars and amps and whatnot. And what we're going to do right now is compare my personal favorite amp in the whole world, which is on my right, your left here, which is my 67 Blackface Super Reverb, to a modern Repro Super Reverb, the kind that you can buy right now at Musician's Friend for about $1,500. Okay, this is the speaker that's in my amp, in my original, and this is a CTS Alnico speaker from the 60s, and it was in fact made in the CTS plant in Paducah, Kentucky. Very cool. I think one of the best speakers in the world. Very lightweight speaker overall, just a lightweight stamped cone, but they really sound great when grouped up in a gang of 4 in a Super Reverb. Okay, this is what is in the Repro Super Reverbs. This is an Italian-made Jensen Alnico 10. It's also a fairly lightweight, light stamped frame speaker. And personally, I don't think these things sound all that great. And we will do a comparison. Right now I've got an A-B switch, and we're going to switch between the original 67 Super with its factory speakers and the Repro with its factory speakers. And then when we're done, we're going to go ahead and switch out all the speakers in this Super with a quartet of the WGS Veteran 10-inch speakers, the Veteran 10s, which are actually, price-wise, about a third the cost of these guys right here. And we'll see if they actually sound as good as or better than these blue frame reproduction Alnico Jensens. Okay, so let's see, we'll start. This is, and by the way, I'm just using the mics that are built into my little flip cam here, so if the sound distorts a little bit or whatnot, I apologize in advance for that. We're going to start with the Super here that is my original Blackface with its Jensens, and we'll see volume-wise kind of where we're at. Todd, tell me what we're hitting volume here on this. About 112 dB, thereabout, okay. And now here's the other Super. I've actually had to turn the input gain up on this a little bit louder, and it should be also around the same.
Same volume.
Okay, so we've got it to where both amps are putting out about the same volume, which is at the camera position, you're at about 112 dB there. And you've heard kind of the things that I do before, but I like to do, I'm up here in the neck, a single coil pickup, and I like to do like the Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff to see what we got. And I'm going to start out on my original Super here. Okay, and now to the reproduction Super. So it's 2. Okay, and basically the overall difference in sound quality, if you will, is that the original with these vintage CTS Alnicos in it is a lot warmer sounding. The highs are much smoother and more airy. The highs in the reproduction are a little bit more brittle, a little bit more what people would call ice picky. Now make no mistake, this is still a great sounding amp, and this is, I think, the best of all the Repro amps that Fender's ever done. And the bottom end on the original is just a little woollier, it's a little bit more pronounced, it has a little bit more authority than what the Repro has overall. I'll do a little bit more on the bridge pickup, a little more twangy stuff, and we'll do the comparison again. And to my ears, that's a beautiful sound. It's got plenty of bite, but it also really speaks with an authoritative bottom end. Okay, here's a repro on that stuff. Okay, now if you were going for pure on country twang, you might almost like that better. That's a much more, again, piercing sound. It's got a lot more cut to it, but doesn't have nearly the warmth on the bottom end. And a lot of people, personally me, the reason I go to the Super Reverb in the first place is because I love that warmth, that 410 warmth, you know, that you can't get out of a 112 amp or a 210 amp. And we'll do a couple things in between here. A little bit of this. Very nice, very sparkly. That's still the repro. Okay, again, and that was the out of phase between the neck and the middle pickup. And again, the difference there is just one of, I would say, of warmth and full-bodiedness. And I'll do the same thing between the bridge pickup and the neck pickup here. Let's see, we're still on my vintage Super here. Okay, lots of nice sparkly highs with one hell of a bunch of girth underneath too. Really nice. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is back to the repro. Okay, again, sounds awesome, sounds great. A little bit brighter, and definitely does not have as much of the warmth or the girth on the bottom end as this does. Now, I've looked at the circuitry of these two amps, and it really is pretty much exactly the same. Of course, the repro is on a PC board, whereas the original is on the old, Turret and eyelet board. Other than that, their circuitries are this really is practically a clone. So, and they both have the same rectifier tubes in them, for instance. So they should sound a little bit more exactly the same as this. And my suspicion is that the real difference is probably in the fact that my amp has these old, well worn in, aged speakers, whereas this amp still has some newer, stiffer repro Jensens in it. I have heard from several amp builders, though, that are building 410 combos and 410 cabinets, that they have been using the WGS Veteran 10. Can I see one of those, Todd? And we have 4 of these right here. So this is the Veteran 10 from WGS. It also is a lightweight stamped frame speaker, just like the Jensen and the original CTS. It also has a vintage style cone, which is both seamed and also ribbed, and just a plain cloth or paper suspension all the way around. No doping on the speaker. Simple little dust cap in the center. This is a very simple vintage style speaker. The main difference, if you were to look at the speaker, is this does in fact have a ceramic magnet on it. It does not have the more expensive Alnico magnet of either the reproduction Jensen or the original CTSs that are in my Super Reverb. So we're going to go ahead and shut the camera off, and we're going to replace all 4 of the Jensens in the Repro Super with these WGS Veteran 10s and see will these speakers actually sound as good as, or better, or worse than the Jensens that cost a good solid 3 times as much. I tell you what, come back and we will find out. We'll see you then.